Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are. Welcome to Now Tell Us. This is where we come to get to hear stories. We get to be inspired. We get to be educated depending on the guests that we have with us, because always we have guests. Today is no exception because we have a great guest with us who is going to tell us how to become a branded authority. And taking no extra minute, I'm going to invite to the show our guest today, who is Nick Billou. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Anthony, good to be here. Thanks for having me on. It's actually Nicky.
Mickey, oh yeah, I cut it short. But then you're going to tell us why it's important to always get it right, to always get our names right and get your name right and get the brand right. Now, who is Nicky that we have here on the show? We would love to hear from you. Tell us.
So, Anthony, I'm originally a Christian from Iran in the Middle East, and when the happened there, my late father, who is the greatest man I've ever known, he was a very far-sighted man. He saw that it wasn't going to be the best place to raise his family, so he took our family out of Iran and brought us to the West. And I thank God every day that he did that, because back home, if you are not a Muslim, there was official government discrimination against you. There still is in many ways. And I was a kid, 11 years old, and at one point someone threw a Molotov cocktail with a note on it that said, "Die Christian, Ashuri scum." And if not for the fact that the grace of God had that thing not explode, you and I wouldn't be speaking today, because I'd be dead. And so I thank my father every day for bringing us to North America, for bringing us to Canada. And my father was an entrepreneur. He was a man who uplifted people. He would come to me and after work and say, son, we fed 51 families this week, ours and his 50 employees. He was a very proud man. He raised himself up by the bootstraps. He raised other people up. He really believed in doing good in the world. And to me, that's why I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs to me are the people who do good in the world. They lift people up. They create jobs. They create opportunities. They solve problems for people. And that's why I decided to get into entrepreneurship myself. And I serve entrepreneurs because I see you as an entrepreneur as society's greatest hero. You do all the things that my father did. And, we live in a time where a lot of entrepreneurs, especially that are service-driven entrepreneurs, they're good people. They're like a little bit nervous about selling. They're like, oh my God, I don't want to come across as salesy or pushy or with commission breath. I want to be coming across as a good person. The problem with that is, though, there's people that they should be working with that they end up not working with because they haven't got, the courage. Their fear holds them back. And those people end up working with what I call charlatan marketers. So people who are charlatans and they're good marketers. They sell sizzle, they don't sell steak. And they work with these people who don't get them the result. And so not only do my clients sometimes before they meet me end up not getting the sales results, but they also don't get the fulfillment results of working with good people that need their help. And so I do what I do because I make it possible for them to get past these sales issues. Or if they're really good at selling, I help them not burn out, because a lot of them are working too hard. So we help them get away from burning out. And these are the things that allow us to succeed, allow us to win out there in the world. You know what I'm trying to say here, Anthony? That's what we do. It's an important thing. It's a beautiful thing that we do. So we want to help people be established as the go-to authority in their space. We want to help people get past any fear they have of serving people, because it's not about selling, it's about serving. So we help them reframe that to serving. And we want to make sure that these people live a life where they're making lots of money, they got time off, and they're not burning out, and they're being fulfilled. They're doing the things they're meant to do on the planet. And that's Nicky Billou in a nutshell.
And that's very beautiful, Nicky. And
Thank you,
whom
Anthony.
specifically do you serve? I mean, what kind of entrepreneurs? Because we know it's a wide field.
Well, we work with a lot of service-driven entrepreneurs who are making money from the expertise, the 6 inches between your ears. That's what we're looking to do to help people with. So, as an example, an executive coach, an independent consultant, a speaker, an author, a corporate trainer, perhaps a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, a insurance agent, anybody who is a service-driven entrepreneur and is looking to stand out. Now, we're very soon going to be launching a program for business owners to become seen as the authority in their space. So that will be something that will be available to product organizations too. But right now, we're working with service-driven entrepreneurs. Because these are the people that have a hard time. They're good at what they do, but they don't necessarily get business. They don't get selling. And we teach them how to be good business people. And we teach them how to serve, not sell, so they get the business they need. And the people that need their help get their help. And they don't go to those charlatan marketers.
Oh, beautiful. And then here we talk about becoming a branded authority. To begin with, for someone who may not be aware, what is a brand? What is a brand?
Well, look, the job, they say, of the sales department, marketing department is to make the sales department irrelevant. And the job of the branding department is to make the marketing department irrelevant. Branding is what allows you to be seen as special, different, unique. Branding allows you to differentiate from your competition. If you're branded, you are sought after. So we're all about helping people be seen and sought after by the people that need their help. So if you solve a particular set of problems really well, let's say you're a relationship coach and you're really good at working with men whose wives have said, bye-bye, sayonara. If that's what you're good at and you're branded as that relationship coach, those people, those men, when they, are faced with their wives saying sayonara, they're going to call you. Right? Or let's say you're a health and wellness coach and you specialize in helping, men who have dad bods get rid of those dad bods and become sculpted and chiseled, and from dad bod to rad bod, something like that, right? So if you're that dude, then phenomenal. You're going to be known, and anybody who has a dad bod, they're going to call you. That's how being that level of branded authority is what allows you to work with the people that need your help. And that helps you grow your business. So you make a lot of money, which is awesome, but you also fulfill God's work by helping with the people that need your help, which is super awesome.
Beautiful. And how do I become that person that people will go to? How do I become that brand?
Well, that's one of the things we help people do inside of our programs and methodologies is we show them how to figure out their expertise, how to put it out there in such a way that, people start to know that you are that person. And then the people that are in that market space, they're the ones who end up saying, okay, I want to work with you. Let's go. And that's how it works. But you got to learn how to do it. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why we offer the programs that we do. So you understand your expertise, you understand how to position yourself, you understand how to serve, not sell. All those things are important. And that's part of what we teach people to do. But it's very straightforward. Once you learn it, you apply it, you're going to build yourself up a business. You're going to add anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 or $1 million a year to your income. And that's a beautiful thing. Because if you're a service-driven individual, most service-driven individuals make under $100,000 a year. And that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. But, in our world, which we do what we do here in Canada, and we got some colleagues out in, Asia Pacific who do something similar. There's been, nearly 2,000 people that have done this work. And the majority of those people, 83% of them make $100,000 to $2.5 million a year. And over 50% of them make at least $500,000 a year. So those are really good odds. That's a good percentage. And that's what we want to do. The charlatan marketers, you're lucky if 2% of the people they work with get those kinds of results.
That's beautiful. And even before we go into that position of being established and making quite a lot of money with the help of Nicky, I talk to people, I'm connected. The people who are listening, some of them are into a 9-to-5 job, and they may not have an idea of how to do a transition from being employed into being an entrepreneur. Do you have any advice for them?
Well, I have a book I wrote about that subject exactly. It's called The Thought Leader's Journey. It's about a fellow who is working a 9-to-5 job and transitions into basically being their own entrepreneurial boss. And that book has all the steps laid out. But number one is you got to make a decision. You have to decide. Decisive people are successful people. Dabblers and hobbyists are not. So you got to decide. You got to go in there. And once you've decided to do that, you got to commit. You got to add before I'm willing to be good. So you got to commit to doing the work. And then you got to actually do the work to learn. You got to do a program like ours. You got to read books like mine. Those are the kind of the 3 steps. Decide, commit, act. So let's say you got a circle here that says decide. You got another circle overlaps it that says commit. And then you got another circle that overlaps the 2 of them at the bottom, a Venn diagram that says act. The winning zone, the success zone is where all 3 of them intersect.
And thank you for that. I'm hearing circles, and we see that you are Nicky from Circum Academy. Is that where it comes from? That illustration?
Well, Circum Academy is my company. CircumAcademy.com is where people can go. If there are people who want to see how this can apply to them, go to that website. There's a bunch of different free resources there. And if you want to actually have an honest conversation about how you can add $250,000 to $500,000 or more to your business this year, then you should definitely want to take advantage of that. That's a complimentary call. We will make sure we sit down. We basically honestly review your current situation, tell you what you need to do in order to get from point A to point B. And point A is wherever you are right now, and point B is adding $250,000 to $500,000 or more to your annual income.
Okay, that's beautiful. And I see that you want us to know the difference, because some of us don't know the difference between a business and a practice. What's the difference, and when should I consider myself in business other than a practice?
Well, a business owner leverages the efforts of others to do their work, right? So they have employees and things like that. Practice, remember, they're the brand. They're doing it all. Pretty much. They may have 1 or 2 people working with it. They are it. When you have a practice, you're not able to sell that practice. You're able to sell a business in the future. So for some people, being in business makes sense. For some people, being in practice makes sense. So if you're a coach or a consultant and you're fulfillment driven, practice is the way you want to go. But if you want to build a big organization and sell it for a lot of like figures, then business is the way to go for you.
Oh, that's a good awakening. That's a good realization that the practice and the business the business comes from the practice. And why is it so important that I focus on a niche, or I focus on an area, a specific one, other than just being there for the general public?
Sure. Well, if you try to be all things to all people, you're going to be nothing to nobody, right? If you're a coach and you go, I can help you with your relationship. You want to lose weight? I can help you with that too. You want to make more money? I can help you with that too. No one's going to believe you. People believe experts. So people believe people who specialize. So it's better for you to niche down and be narrow. And same with your marketing. I can help anybody is not as powerful as I help sushi restaurant owners who've been in business for at least 10 years.
Okay, I get that. And now, which area do you think? I mean, you talk of not about area, leave about that. You talk of helping someone make $30 in 30 days. How is that?
$30,000.
Especially to someone who's just beginning, someone who's getting started on a practice, or maybe is looking forward to make a business. How do you make $30 in 30 days?
$30,000, brother, not $30. $30 is nothing.
Yeah, thank you.
So first of all, if you're just starting out in business, that shouldn't be your first goal. Your first goal should be to get your business up and running and get some clients. This is more applicable to somebody who has had some experience in business. If you're starting in business, you got to get your expertise figured out. You got to understand who your ideal client is. And I would just say, go get your first 3 clients in 30 days if you're brand new in business. But if you've been in business for a while, very straightforward to get you to $30,000, where we, again, help you go to the clients you have, narrow your niche message, narrow your niche market, and then get on the phone and get into action, right? Decide, commit, act.
Decide, commit, act. This is to everyone out there who's listening to this episode, or those who get to listen to it once we are through. We are talking to Nicky Billou of eCircleAcademy.com, and we are learning how to become a branded authority and succeed in the business that you choose to go into. Whether you have a practice and you're looking forward to make a business, this is the right person to connect to. So,
Thank you.
how is it? And I will ask this: how is it that you balance your work and your other life? I mean, because that's an issue that I get hearing. I
Yeah,
keep
I
hearing
don't
from this.
really believe in balance. I think you got
Uh-huh.
to go full out at the things that you do. So when I work, I work. When I'm with my family, I'm with my family. When I'm working out, I'm working out. I don't believe in balance. I believe in just, you make commitments and you follow through. I make commitments and I follow through. I worked out this morning. I had to drive my son somewhere that was 2 hours out of town. So that was 4 hours. I've got this call with you. I've got 3 or 4 more calls. Those are all commitments that I've got. That's what you got to do. You got to be on top of your commitments and make it happen.
That's good. Good, good, good. Wonderful. And let me ask you on a personal basis, and maybe even to someone who's listening there, then there come challenges in businesses, in the practice that you have or in the business that you have. Challenges like we've had in the last 2 years. How do you, first and foremost, how did you maneuver around that time that we had a pandemic? And how would you advise someone to go through that?
I pivoted like everybody else. We did live events. Live events were possible, so we pivoted like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I coached a lot of people in don't come from fear, dream, because fear will choke you.
Okay.
And what you want is the fear instead, right? So that's step
Mm-hmm.
number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we have an issue with the internet, but it's okay. We
Number
keep going.
two, once you
Yeah.
have uh, uh, made that decision to not let your fear crowd out, choke out your dream, then you got to just get on the phone and seek out help, because business, after all, is about helping people. And if you're somebody who can help people and shows up to help people, you're going to win. That's going
Mm. Now, that's a good perspective that you've got to come out of your fear and be with the mindset of helping people, because once you help people, then you win. Seems that we have a little challenge with the connection from the other side, and we've had quite some great insights coming from Nicky Billou, telling us how to become a branded authority and how to be successful in the practice that we choose or the business that we are into. And we really appreciate you in this episode, Nicky, for taking your time and being with us. And we are ready to connect with you. Those of us who are coming right here, or those who get to hear much later, you can always get to connect with Nicky at eCircleAcademy.com. And as he mentioned some time back, you can always book an appointment with him by going to the website and going to ecircleacademy.com/appointment, and you'll get connected to him and organize how he's going to help you become a branded authority. And that's just about it for now, because on the other end of Nicky seems that like we've frozen, but we are glad that he took his time to be with us. I would like to hear comments from you. I would like to get to know, what do you do? What is it that you want to achieve in life? And we welcome you also to come to now tell us what it is that you have For example, you come to nowtellus.com and tell us everything that you want us to hear. And we have Nicky back with us. Welcome back. Sorry for the technical issue.
All good, my friend. All good. Good to be
Yes.
back.
So yes, we talked about people coming to your website and connecting with you, eCircleacademy.com, or booking an appointment with you at ecircleacademy.com/appointment. Yeah, let's keep going. So you were talking about, I think you cleared that, or although it was not so quite clear, talking about maneuvering through the challenges. For example, the pandemic that we were into. You talked about going after your dreams and overcoming your fears. Yeah, that's one. And continue.
Well, like I said, you got to go forward for your dreams, and you can't let it stop you. You got to find ways to pivot and help the people that need your help. And if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful. You got to be flexible. The most flexible element in any system will control that system.
Be flexible for each and every person who's hearing.
100%.
So we can just summarize the episode at this point. Would like to hear what you tell us, not to forget, to always remember and not forget, so that we be a success in anything that we are doing.
Well, decide that you're going to do it. Commit to doing what it takes. Commit to being bad before you're good, and then take action, take all out massive action. That really is at the end of the day what you got to do. And it's all about serving, not selling to people. So don't worry about how you come across. If you're serving, you're going to come across great every single time. And then you gotta find ways to stand out. And if you want to talk about that, jump on a call with me. Let's get that going for you.
So you've got to find a way to stand out. And Nicky has the secrets. Go and reach out to Nicky and get to learn more about that. So this has been it at Now Tell Us today. And we appreciate Nicky for being with us. We appreciate you for listening. And remember to share this episode with all who are looking forward to becoming a branded authority. And subscribe to our channel and reach out to Nicky. So
thank you so much, Anthony. It was an honor to be here. Really great.
Yeah, it's been an honor. This has been your host, Anthony Morore, and Nicky Billou, and we are saying bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.